Hi. This will be a very quick video, unedited, unscripted, everything. About the tools what I'm using for Assetto Corsa Competizione. The first tool what I want to show you is this one. They call it ACCC Results Companion. You need to run this application in the background. You don't need to do anything else. Just leave it open, minimize to the corner, and just leave it. Every time when you racing a session, like I did yesterday, a 1 hour race, when the session is over and the server restarts and going back to free practice or qualifying or anything, you will have an updated results for all of your sector times, sector 1, 2, 3, and all of your lap times. So with this, you can check your consistency. So my consistency was between 134 and 137-ish. And I have some laps when I have overtaking and some laps when I made mistakes. And of course first lap when I just came out or I just went to the pit or something like that. And you have all of this information automatically for all of your past races. Sunward. And the good thing is, when you start using this and you just want to know, oh, we have a race in Zolder, which car I used? Oh, I used the Lexus because that was my fastest. What car I'm used in Zandvoort? And if I go in by lap time, yeah, my Lexus was the fastest, and this is my best sector times, and I don't have any sector when I'm faster with a Ferrari or with a McLaren. But take it, not take it as granted. The Lexus is the fastest in this lap because I have only few laps what I did in this this race. But if you using this in the background for 1 month, 2 months, I have Assetto Corsa for 1 week or 1.5 weeks. So if you use this for a long time, you will have this information just 1 click away. And if you're going for a competition or if you're going for a race or just fun with friends and you choosing your best car, you have all of the information here. You have per race, per qualification, slowest in the race and qualification slowest. And all of this information for you is here. You have leaderboard. I have no clue what's this doing. Yeah, maybe this is just shows my... Doesn't matter. Onward. I didn't use this leaderboard section. You will find out what's this thing. It's all statistics. They show you how many times you finished the podiums, how many laps you did. Yeah, it's maybe useful. Yeah, 34 laps what I did. So if you have here like 100 laps with different cars and everything, this will be a much more better tool. But just leave it run in the background and just ignore it. One other things in here, when you go into sessions, you can check the wet sessions, and they shows one they have a slightest rain. So you will know that the lap time for this Porsche is slower because it was raining. And because we're doing some endurance races with friends, this is the good thing. We were going to do it in Zandvoort. If you're going to fuel, based on you selecting the map, you're selecting your own car, what you drive there, and this is based on your own fuel usage. If you use it in ECU mode 1, everything was in power is fastest, dry, and using linear or aggressive or progressive blah blah blah. This is your fuel usage per lap, per minute. And if you have a 1 hour race, you need 100 liter ultra conservative, or if you want to go slipstream and save some fuel, you can go with 95 liters, or conservative is 97. But please make sure you also have enough fuel for the formation lap and and the end of the session laps. Or if you can refuel, you just need to divide this for, if you're taking 2 pits or 1 pit, like 60 and 40 or something like that. And you can do manual entry. You have logs, settings, you can change the colors, how do you want to say it. Defaults was fine, and they make it backup. So that's it. This is one very useful tool. The next one, what I want to show you, so if you're playing Assetto Corsa and you're going for a single lap, let's load it up. You have HUD on your screen. Yeah, let's drive. So you have the bottom left. You have your times. You have the top left your other times. So the first and the bottom left is your, where is your position in the grid, what's your lap times with the others. You have the essay rating in top right, you have the session information in the top, and also you have the tire information plus speedo if you're using it. Because I'm playing in VR and I'm capturing the game screen, not the VR mirror screen, because it's extra texting on my PC, I cannot show you this kind of information. For this reason, I have another tool, this called SimHub, and they have lots of extensions. And with SimHub, if I'm doing Alt-Tab, yeah, this is what I can add to the session. So I'm driving a Porsche 911. I have fuel information, lap information, liters per lap, race, so road surface temperature, air temperature, my ABS settings, traction control settings, actual lap, last lap, best lap, and the tires. This is lap number 1. Estimated remaining time remaining, and they have a small timer. This is the top right section. I think I need to show this, not the bank queue, the ASUS one. No. Oh, I just leave it. Or if I put this here and capturing, yeah, I cannot show you properly to just show my mouse. This is the love. So, and I have the full map. They have small numbers below in the center of the left side. This is the map, and the number shows the position for the drivers. The full map, not just a section what is built into Assetto Corsa. Bottom, you have an additional section when they shows the position where you are, who is front of you, who is next to you, and what's the distance in seconds between you. On the bottom right, you have your name, and also I have my webcam. Hi. So you have your name, your car, your number, but the name and the number is not coming from the game, so you need to edit it for yourself. You have your speed. Above the speed, this green line is a throttle, so no, it's an RPM counter. They have a gear, and when you're braking, the brake will be glowing in red. You will see this in my streams if you come into my stream. And also I'm using the race logic, so when my webcam is on, the race logic is not visible right now, but when I'm moving my head in VR left and right, you will see I'm using much more the dashboard than the overlays. So my overlays is the only reason why I'm using the lap timer in the top right, because when my lap is invalidated, it turns to red. And sometimes in race I'm checking my position, but when I'm using the next two, what I will show you, they will always telling you the lap time. And the safety rating and everything what you can see in the screen right now, I cannot show it on my streams because of the limitations of VR, but the hot lap and everything, it's on my stream, they will show us what kind of sessions I'm doing if it's a race. And one other things what I can do with the tool what I'm using, it's called Sim Hub, is this one. So they shows the map where am I, last lap, session lap, sector times, all time best, lap number, track and air temperature, position, data, gap. If they have 20 people, they can show 20 people. If they have 40 people, 20 people around you, or 19 plus you. So this is one other tools what you can use, and I just need to put this back here. I need to capture this screen. Yeah, and this tool called Sim Hub. This Sim Hub is supporting iRacing, Project Cars, Assetto Corsa Competizione, Race Room, lots of other games. And basically what they do, they checking the memory, and if they have a pre-recorded section, they can turn it to numbers, and for the numbers you can create an overlay, and or much more experienced people can make overlays, and the overlays will be show you a full dashboard, or in case for me this is created by Rocky from Dan Suzuki's community, and he said yeah, you can use it, everyone can use it. He's updating it. This is Assetto Corsa Competizione made tools. So basically driver inputs, I'm not using all of them because I'm using some others, but track map, this is definitely my track map. And if you go in here and you install this, they have a know-how and the full manual how to install it. When you install the track map and you want to insert it to OBS, you just go in here, click copy OBS browser address to clipboard, and in the OBS, if you open it, you just add it as a new source, browser source, use the link, done. And with this you can create an overlay, and you are not relying on the in-game overlay or map. And this is same for this is what I'm using, the sector update. And for standings, if you want to use a full standings and show you are in 5th position and next one is 1 lap away or everything, you can use the standings. And the other one is the relative one, so this shows who is next in front of you. Maybe the first is behind you and he's just lapping you down. I'm using this one because this is what I'm using in the race. It gives you a little bit more awareness where is the other people. And in here you also have overlays. So this is the overlay what I'm using. Basically, when we going here to check this dash, everything is here made by small overlays, and you just, if you want to edit anything, you're just going to edit dashboard, name, change here, scrolling down, going to your name, and you put here Flint, enter, and now it shows Flint instead of my name. And the car number, these two, the car number plus your name, these two is not coming from the game for some reasons. So this is the two what you need to edit. Editing is very easy. It's like structured layer by layer by layer. It's very easy to work with. Also, I have one other things what people are using is this one, this input display. They shows when you're turning your steering wheel. I can change the size. So when you turn your steering wheel, this is turning left and right. This is my brake pedal, this is my throttle, and because I'm not using clutch, I just remove the clutch. And you remove the clutch if you're using this one. Just how the tool works, I'm not showing everything what I've changed. Basically they have like telemetry like graphs, but sadly it's not visible on OBS. But when you pressing throttle, the green light going up and when you just hold it in like 70%, you will have 70%, and you can see when you give more throttle, less throttle, more brake, full power of brake. And if you want to, for example, use the traces and give back the clutch, done. This is on the chart. If you want to show it on the gauges, that's it. Very easy, very well designed, and in here you can change lots of things if you want to, but it's a very useful addition. And this is works with the bars exactly the same as you have in iRacing. And of course you have background. You can have white background, black background, or original, what is just an image from iRacing. And you can save it if you want, or you cannot. And if you have Sim Hub, you have default dashboards. For example, what I really like, it is here somewhere, this one. You have the map. They show you have your lap number, position, RPM, which gear you are, what's your speed, what's your lap time, best lap, blah blah blah, tires, clutch is auto clutch, so at the moment it's full on, brake, throttle, force feedback is 0 because my steering wheel is not connected. So this is definitely something that is very useful, and this tool is free. You have 10 times per second update if you're using the free license, and if you have a full license what is coming from 5 USD or higher, you will have 60 times per second, so it's like a 60 FPS refresh rate, and the other is 10 FPS refresh rate if you want to have this on your stream. Yeah, just going back here for 1 second. The other things that you need to understand if you're using Assetto Corsa and this kind of tools, or even if you are in Assetto Corsa and driving the car, the game has a very weird mechanics to managing your lap times, your position and everything. So it's working by sector by sector. What does it mean? When you start driving and you're into sector 1, you will have your position. But in here, between the start, or this is the start and first sector, between the start and here, you can be in the race almost everywhere. You can be position 4 to position 20 and you are not changing anything and you're following the same car. The full grid is ahead you. You are the last and you can be 4 to 5 to 20 to back to 11th, and they just messing up. But when you have the first sector time, everyone is tracking his sector time and you will have the much more realistic position. So if you're using this tool in the first few laps or few seconds, this will be unreliable. But after, when you have a longer session, this will be a little bit catching up and getting there. This is something weird in Assetto Corsa. Just keep in mind. And the next tool what I want to show you is this one. I think you already know this. This is Crew Chief. Crew Chief is an amazing application. They do text-to-speech for Assetto Corsa. So when someone is near to you, when someone is going left and right, you have a puncture, you have hot brakes, front brakes, front left tires, puncture, losing pressure, someone has accident, yellow flag ahead. They just telling you.
Radio check.
So this radio check is Jim, is the default, and he is communicating with you. And other things what you can do is always on.
Radio check.
Car status.
Car looks fine, no significant damage. We're not seeing any significant tyre wear. Your brake temps are good.
So you have your own chief engineer, and you can ask question. Gap ahead, gap behind. With the voice, you can use hold the button, press and release, always on, and the other things you can trigger by chief.
Radio check.
So you can have lap time, nothing happened, but you said chief, you have the beep, lap time,
Now you're breaking up.
lap time.
Your lap time was 20 hours 31 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't do anything in the laps, but that was definitely a bad lap. And if you want to use just some part of the game on the application, you can configure anything what you want. You can turn off the for example spotter, and you can switch off everything. If you don't want to use the spotter in here, you want to spotter in Assetto Corsa, just untick everything and use the game built-in spotter. You can do it, and you will have two engineers. If you want to know when the spotter is talking to you, you can use other voices for spotter. Chief is only Jim, and you can select your own name, and they call you, hi Daniel, you have a slow lap, you need to hit the apex, blah blah blah. And also if you have your steering wheel or button box or anything, you can map any kind of buttons from there. So if you use a stream deck button or anything, you can use that button. And the last thing what I want to show you, this is just if you using VR. So if you go into Assetto Corsa and settings, this is my settings. So my frame rate is limited to 45. The reason is because when you're using, this is just Oculus Rift only. So when you're using Oculus Rift in Steam VR, they always catching up with your FPS and trying to boost it to 80. But if your GPU is trying to push Assetto Corsa Competizione 80 FPS and they're struggling with it, you will have bad screen and flickering and lags and lag spikes in the VR. But if you limit your FPS to 45 here, the game still will be running 80 FPS in your VR headset. And for rest of the settings, almost everything is off. You can switch off anti-aliasing, 100% resolution scale, full HD, blah blah blah. Shadows is made for me. The reason is because if you are low, sometimes the car in front of you just floating on the air, and when you're getting closer, they just get the shadow, and this is just, yeah, distracts me. AA is off, effect is low, everything is low, texture is high because I have a 1078 gig, so texture is not an issue. Mirror view distance, I'm using the mirrors, in-game mirrors, so I'm using this for 80 at least. Mirror quality is high because if someone is flashing, I want to see it. VR pixel density is 100. And everything here is almost standard, and card load quality, I put it to 50 from 30 just because why not, and I left this standard. So if you want to check, this is the advanced. Bloom quality is very low, and I think that the important things what you need to lower is the post processing. If it's low, you will have much more stable game. And when you're using all of this, the other things what you need to do in VR, because if you set this, your game will look crap. But this is the magic. If you go to C/program files, Oculus support, blah blah blah, you will find the Oculus debug tool, and in here you can use super sampling like this, 1.2. And you can read the dials. This is the magic. Limit the FPS to 45, put everything unnecessary to low. Texture can be high or ultra, depends of your GPU memory. And pixel per display, pixel override, 1.2, 1.3, 1.35. And you will have a usable VR experience in ACC. On Ritf S with 2700X, Ryzen 7 and 1070. I'm using this game VR only, and it's okay. I'm not saying it's better experience than project cars do, but it's usable. And I believe that's it. This is my quick tools what I'm using for Assetto Corsa Competizione. And thank you for watching, thank you for being with me, and see you next time. Take care.